Alright, hi guys, you're back for a first installment of a Monarch editing video, and today I'm just going to be talking about some interesting stuff like tom cleaning, which I know you were looking forward to. I'm also trying out this new OBS system. I've got a stereo mic here, so I'm trying to capture as much of what I'm hearing so you can hear it, and as well as you can see what I'm doing inside Logic Pro. So this is a little bit of a tutorial, and I'm going to try it out with my newest Facebook page. You can go check it out at Jordan Creek Recording Company. So yeah, that's the JCRC, and yeah, that's where I'm working at right now. So yeah, let's get started. Let's clean some toms. So right off the bat, we've got Tom 2 and Tom 1 have been cleaned, and here's what they sound like. So not super crazy. And the whole goal is we're trying to remove all of that ambience from the other instruments. So here's an uncleaned Tom 3. So here we've got lots of kick and snare, a little bit of cymbals, but all we care about is that tom. So first things first, we're going to use our marquee tool, and we're going to isolate some of these tom hits. So we'll make sure we get, yep, and we'll just do the same for all of them. Yep. Cool. That one will be really huge because there's not a lot of background. Let's see. That one will be tricky because there's a kick in the middle. Yep. 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 Alright, looks like we only have a few more. It's a big kick drum at the end, so we'll have to work on that. Yep. And I think this is just a little build up. Yep. And then I think this just last two hits. Alright. So we isolated all of our spots. We'll just do a quick cleanup and remove all of the space that we're not even remotely close to looking at. Cool. Now we'll actually zoom out, and we'll select everything, and for the time being I'm just going to put a super short fade on the start and finish of every single hit, and this will just make it a little easier for us to work on that later. So now we will give ourselves a little bit more of a palette. Here, I'm gonna, good. Nope, not what I wanted. I want it wider. Nope, I want it slimmer. There we go. Alright, and I'm gonna set on cycle so we can do a little loopy loop and make that faster. Alright, so we got the attack. Looks like the kick's right here. You can hear that the kick is still in there, so we have to bring it back. The kick's still in there. Still there. Good. First tom is cleaned. Second tom. Good. Third tom. Alright, this is going to require a much shorter pre-fade. So see, that's barely there. And we'll just bring that in. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we got the attack correct. I'll bring in the... That's about as good as I can do with that one. That one's pretty rough. Oh, baby. It's a nice tom hit. Alright. Shorten that one up again. So we have to actually do a little cut in the middle here because Ben hit the kick drum in the middle. As good as we can do. And we will bring this out again, make a very tiny fade. And there's a kick drum that we have to get rid of. So together, it seems like it's kind of cut short, but it'll iron itself out. Same thing, make a little shorter fade. Looks like we've got a snare. Yeah, nope, too long. Even shorter. Good. And the reason we do these fades is because otherwise you get a little pop. Good. Yeah, we don't want little pops and clicks. So we're not capturing the full drum, but that's okay because we're going to add it in later with one of these stock Logic plugins. Logic actually has some really good stereo reverbs. My graphics card is having a fun time. If you can hear the fan in your right ear, that's what's going on. Alright, those are good. And we'll just bring that fade nice and close. Dang it, Ben. Let's give that a little bell. I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of the bell. That's okay. It's just part of the sound, I guess. It'll be in the overheads too, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh. Good job, Ben. That's a greasy one. Greasy toms. Big bass drum. Good. Okay, this is gonna have to be really short and this is gonna hurt my soul, but we have to do this. Yikes. And the last build up for the end. So that's the kick drum we have to get rid of. Yep. Yep, right there. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Good. And last one. Get rid of that. Cool. So now the next step is finalizing the reverbs for this. I've been using a pretty similar one. Hold on. Come on. I actually don't know what's going on. Come on. Okay. I apologize. I'm working on my commands. Alright, here we go. Nope. Alright, so what we're trying to do is use the selection-based processing feature. There we go. And for some reason it's on the left side of the screen. There we go. Alright, so we're doing selection-based processing, which is basically Logic's way of printing effects on certain things. So we're going to print It's a yeah, it's basically just a mono room sound that I tweaked a little bit, and we're going to be using the same one on all of these 4 tracks for Monarch, just because they're all recorded in the same place on the same day, same mic placement, so we want it to be consistent. So this is what it sounds like before, right? It's kind of boring, and let's add that. There you go. Sounds like a room. And we'll try it before. As opposed to, yep. Like I said, we're not doing much. We're just trying to make it a little bit more lifelike. Yep. Oh. Awesome. I love it when it actually works. Here we go. I did 2 at once. Good. And all of these prints actually have automatic crossfades on them, which is super convenient. Good. Yep. Yep. That's the one that was bugging me earlier. That's okay though. Yep. 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 That's fine. This one's gonna be tricky, but we're gonna do it. Yep. That's okay. Cool. So now, we actually just finished a tom cleaning session, and what we'll do is we'll just join all these so that they are one track now. And now we can actually hear the toms in context. So here's with all 3 toms together. I'll bring up the mix window. Yep. And here's a fill. Here we go. We got another one here. Yep. Sounds huge. Now, you're probably asking yourself, like, why am I going into all this effort? It really makes it work. Once I add in the overheads, you'll understand. Same here. See, the real issue comes up when people are like, oh, my drums don't sound that good. My close mic snare doesn't sound like my snare drum, doesn't sound like what I want it to sound like. And that's where you're wrong, is the sound comes from the room, and it comes from the overheads that are capturing the room. The other one that is a big deal is your, you guessed it, room mic. This is actually what the barn sounds like. We tracked in a barn, family barn, but a very decent size and very original, but it's got a very live sound to it. So if I add those toms in without the overheads, it just gets very big. All we're trying to do is really just provide attack, punch, and support for the overheads in the room. That's what the direct mics are for. They are not source of sound for anything except for the kick drum and the snare drum. A little bit of the snare does come from the direct microphone. I'll have to give it at least some credit, because otherwise you have no definition in the snare drum. But overall, I'm going to give you a kick snare with no overheads, kick snare toms, and yeah, try that. bring it into a bigger section. So we're dry, but we're in phase, which is cool now. And I'll let you hear the whole kit now at that spot, and I think you'll be dramatically surprised. Just super punchy, super tight, and as you can see, I've got no plugins on. I'm flipping the phase with the gain plugin, but other than that, nothing. And I mean, it really goes from 0 to 100 really quick. I mean, just to demonstrate, I'm gonna chuck a SSL mono EQ on the snare drum, and you'll hear what this does. Or put a high pass on. A high pass at 90 hertz. Not a lot going on below that. Did a lot of the snares on that frequency. Yeah, your 5K. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Around 100. I'll try 200. No. There we go. Just see what that does. There you go, there's your chest kicking snare drum. It's a lot of low end for a snare drum. It might get taken out a little bit less later. And then, yeah, just the kick and snare. Got a Logic 1073 on that. Or sorry, yeah. Punchy, not a lot, but it sounds good. And yeah, you check the whole mix together. And to polish her off for the video, we'll check a bus compressor on it. So we will run our whole drum bus through a VCA SSL stereo bus compressor. And what I like to do when I dial in my compression is start with really slow attack. We're either going 10 to 30 milliseconds. We'll start at 10, but that might be too fast, honestly. And we'll set the release as short as they'll go. We want the least amount of compression. And let's see what we can do. We'll put on the analog mode. So before, so, I mean, we're really not doing a lot to the drums. We're just trying to add a little bit of cohesiveness while also taming some of the Mongo hits that Ben has. And that'll make it much easier in the process later on when I'm trying to balance everything. Because I'm going to be 100% with you guys. The only balance that really matters when you're building bare bones of the song is the relationship between the bass, the kick, and the snare. And if you can't get those instruments to, really line out, it makes it harder to balance. So that bus compressor is going to be doing a little bit of the work for us. And later on, I might put a compressor on the kick and snare, but it really doesn't need it right now. And we'll trim out some of the frequencies later on and on my Facebook page, and we'll talk about some of that stuff. So this song is called Vengeance, by the way, and I'll be doing a mix through this weekend. So we'll start that on Saturday afternoon. So in the meantime, it's been great, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about some of my mix tricks, and I'm looking forward to collaborating and hearing some of yours. So in the meantime, keep listening to Monarch. We've got some new stuff coming out very, very soon. Talk to y'all soon. Goodbye.